This is a no. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Every so often, I review a shoe that right off the bat just, it ain't it. It ain't it for me. And unfortunately, that happened to me this week with the shoe that we're going to talk about today, the Nike Pegasus 39. For whatever reason, I feel inclined constantly to say Pegasus 29. So if I do say that during this video, I apologize. Just know that I mean 39. I have no idea why my brain does this, but every time I look at this shoe, I think 29. Now, I know that I'm probably in the minority about this shoe because let's face it, there have been 39 versions of the Pegasus. And some of them I have liked. I liked the 34. I liked the 36. I think it was a 36 that I reviewed eons ago on the channel. And then I kind of skipped a couple of versions and I'm here with the 39. And I'm sure that there's people who are going to watch this video and completely disagree with everything I say about this shoe, but it's all about how the shoe worked in my experience, and that's the only thing that I can really speak to. So today we're going to talk about the upper, the midsole, the outsole of the Pegasus 39 and why I'm just not feeling it. But of course, first, let's look at the run footage. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by Running Warehouse and Nike. However, neither company is going to see this before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions, trust me, are completely my own. Okay, so let's start with the upper. We have an engineered mesh here, and to Nike's credit, it is pretty plush feeling, soft, and comfortable on the top of your foot. They're using the Flywire technology in the midfoot to give you a good lockdown with some overlays, and the back heel counter is pretty sturdy. Now, first things first, this shoe just fits me weird. It feels super shallow, kind of, at least my pair does. And I don't feel like I have a ton of room for my foot to kind of breathe. It feels pretty like claustrophobic, I guess is the right word. That being said, I do have a decent amount of room in the toe box for my toes to kind of breathe, besides the fact that they're being kind of like crushed down a little bit. So that's a plus. The tongue of this shoe is really thick, part of what makes the upper feel so plush. I like it, but I think that it sort of negatively impacts the lacing of the shoe. Like the tongue feels so thick compared to the rest of it that I can't really get this to cinch down properly. And I've never been a huge fan of Flywire. I think it's fine, but does it really do a spectacular job? I didn't get any blisters with this shoe, but I did get a hot spot under the ball of my foot each time that I wore this shoe. So I've worn this shoe 2 times so far. I have 10 miles, exactly 10 miles in it. And both times I wore different socks, and each time I got this hot spot on the right foot with this shoe for whatever reason under the ball of my foot. So that's kind of unfortunate. I don't think that me and this upper really agree. On paper, it seems like it would be a good fit, but it's not really fitting the way that it sounds like it would. But where this shoe really starts to lose me is not the upper, it's the midsole. I don't understand what's going on here. What we have here is Nike using their React foam, its full length. And then inside of the midsole, we also have Nike's Zoom unit. So you have one in the forefoot and one in the heel. This feels like a flat pancake to me. To be completely honest with you, I don't know. I don't really feel any cushioning whatsoever. What I do feel is that Zoom unit under my foot, but it's not doing anything. I just feel it there, which is kind of annoying. And maybe that's why I'm getting this hot spot on the bottom of my foot. I'm not really sure. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. This feels kind of like rock hard to me. I don't feel any spring, energy return, bounce, cushion, any of those buzzwords. I'm just not feeling it here. On my first run, I did 6 easy miles in this shoe. And I was hoping that, the first 2 miles didn't feel so great. And I was hoping that it would kind of open up over time. It did not open up over time at all. In fact, in my second run that I did today in the shoe, 4 easy miles, but with a couple strides at the end, I was hoping that I would feel a different sensation because I picked up the pace a little bit more. But honestly, no, I did not feel anything different. This shoe's midsole to me just feels dead as a doornail. And that's also not what I've experienced in other Pegasus models. I didn't think that the Pegasus 36, was it? I didn't think that felt dead to me. And I had an earlier version of the shoe, which I quite liked and was probably firmer than this because they were still using Cushlon at that time. But this just feels not good. This feels like they really just didn't put their all into the shoe. Like they're too busy making the Next Percents and the Alpha Flies really, really good. And the Invincible's even a great shoe. And they kind of just left this one and were like, whatever. Not only does it not feel great to me, but it also is very loud on the road, slaps. I was running behind this woman who was walking down the street and she literally stopped and turned around to look at me because I was so loud. So that's kind of ridiculous. I think there are other shoes that do tempo better. I think there are other shoes that do daily training better, easy days better, and long runs better. I mean, this would not be my first choice for any of those shoes. And again, like I said for the upper part of the video, in terms of the midsole, I mean, the Saucony Ride 15, which I would think is this shoe's direct competitor, just blows it out of the water. And that's also a very simple foam. It's not like there's any bells and whistles to that shoe that could make it better than this. But this just doesn't feel great. And it's flat. It's thin. It feels thin and flat. I guess that's the best way to say it. And I would even pick the 880, which I just recently made a video about shoes that won't be making it to 50 miles. That shoe is in it, and I would pick it over this shoe. I'm just telling you, this ain't it. Moving on down to the outsole of the Pegasus 39, we have blown rubber. Nike's pretty much using it throughout the outsole of the shoe with that sort of waffle-like design, kind of paying tribute to those old school waffle trainers from back in the day, just in a more modern looking package. And what I do like about this shoe is that it has sort of like a crash rail on the lateral side, that green portion. It's a little bit for stability purposes. I don't hate this outsole, but I do think that perhaps it does also kind of negatively impact the ride of the shoe a bit. It is very thick and dense feeling and hard feeling as well. And I think that might kind of get in the way of an already not so great feeling midsole. So that's something to think about, just something that I noticed. Other than that, traction wise, I do think that it kind of does really well. I think that it grips onto pavement pretty good. And I think that this waffle pattern will also help you to bring this shoe out on different types of terrain. Maybe you could take this on more of like a buffed out trail sort of thing. Not a trail shoe, but you could get away with doing some, like, I guess, basic stuff in it. The Nike Pegasus 39 is $129.95 on runningwarehouse.com, and I do think that is priced pretty fair for Pegasus lovers and people who are just loyal to the shoe, because I know that there are people out there who just exclusively run in the Pegasus, which is why there's 39 different versions of it. And if that is the case and that is the only shoe that you want to wear, or you just really like having a peg in your lineup, like a firmer feel, don't want any cushioning under your foot, then go for it. This is going to be a shoe to look at, but after I just completely told you all the reasons why I don't like it, I probably would not go for this. But regardless, I'm still gonna put a link in the description of this video. And if you wanna check out this shoe, you wanna pick it up, then you can click that link and you can buy your own pair. Just keep in mind that is an affiliate link with Running Warehouse. However, it doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep making these videos and being completely 100% honest when I just don't like a shoe. And I just don't like this shoe. So in conclusion, I won't be wearing this shoe probably at all ever again. It was a nice 10 miles that we ran together. If there's some kind of break-in period for this shoe, it's just not worth it to me right now while I'm marathon training. There are a bunch of other shoes that I have to get to and a bunch of other shoes, quite frankly, that I'd rather be wearing. So I think we're gonna put this one on the shelf and perhaps compare it to the Pegasus 40 when that comes out next year. That'll be cool. Well, everyone, that concludes my first run impressions of the Nike Pegasus 39. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. One positive, though, is that I do really like this colorway. I think this is beautiful, very low-key, kind of, you know, earth tones. We like that, there's nothing else. I have a video for you on Monday. It'll be my week 5 recap of Suffolk County Marathon training. But until then, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. Ruby, come down the stairs if you like the Pegasus 39. Come on, Bubba. Come down the stairs if you like the Pegasus 39. Well, there you have it.